So Sam Altman basically said that everything is going to change, and he tweeted this tweet right here that says, "I always wanted to write a 6-word story, and here it is. Near the singularity, unclear which side." Now, to most people, this might not have been the tweet that, breaks the internet, but for us in the AI space, this is a truly profound tweet. Why? 1. He's the CEO of the leading lab in terms of artificial intelligence. 2. The singularity is a very, very important concept that we need to understand. When it does occur, things will definitely change forever. The only problem with the singularity is that many people have a lot of trouble defining when it's going to occur. If you don't know what the singularity is, or if this is your first time hearing this concept, it's a hypothetical future point where technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, leading to transformative changes in human civilization. This concept is often associated with the development of superintelligent AI that surpasses human capabilities. Of course, this could rapidly accelerate technological progress in ways that we can't predict or comprehend. Now, this diagram you can see on the screen essentially shows how this happens. You can see that as time moves along, human intellect stays pretty much the same. It slowly increases over time, with, of course, modern medicine. But then we have the invention of the computer. Slowly but surely, there comes a point where machine intelligence surpasses human intelligence and starts to rapidly accelerate. That's where we get this intellectual level slope going completely vertical. This is something that many have theorized. There are many different things that happen when the singularity occurs, but there is a lot of debate about this. Arguably, it's probably the most important point in the future that we need to understand. Why? Because after that point, well, the reason people call it the singularity is it's quite hard to predict what happens. As you know, in space, when you have a black hole, you don't really know what goes on beyond the event horizon. That's why they call it the singularity. When you start to truly understand that we are entering a period of time where it is possible that we could have the singularity, I think we have to understand that this is probably going to be the most important time, because we truly don't even know what occurs. Now, of course, you might be thinking, so nobody knows what occurs. Well, not exactly. Some individuals, like Ray Kurzweil, have actually been trying to predict, with remarkable accuracy, the rate of development and advancements in the futurist world. Things like AI, computing, advanced technologies, these are the kinds of things that Ray Kurzweil has been predicting for some time. This guy is a renowned American inventor, computer scientist, and futurist, known for pioneering advancements in pattern recognition technologies, AI, and human-computer interaction. He's actually made significant contributions to technology. When it comes to his predictions about the singularity, he's one of the most respected voices on the topic. He actually predicts the singularity will occur by 2045. So when we get statements from people like Sam Altman that clearly state near the singularity, it gives us a wake-up call. If there was a future moment like 2045 where we thought, oh, that's a very long time away, so we don't need to start panicking about it now. And then Sam Altman says, hey, we're actually near the singularity. It's a really big wake-up call. One of Kurzweil's key predictions was that we'll get AGI by 2029. As every year goes on, his predictions become more grounded in reality as we see advancements in technology. It's really important you understand what the singularity is, because it's something that pretty much changes everything. Here he is in an interview talking about 2045. As technology develops, it's quite likely that timeline may change. But according to some sources, his prediction accuracy is around 80 to 90%.
And it's not going to, this is a little bit of a problem because you got to remember to bring it with you. If you actually forget it, you have to go back and get it. It takes a little bit of time to actually get the answers from it. This will actually go inside us. And that's how we get to the singularity by 2045. It won't be outside, it'll be inside our brains.
Now, if you want to know some more crazy things that you think he thinks are going to happen at this time, and I'm going to get into more of Samon's statement in just a second. You're going to want to watch this because it's pretty crazy and it's hard to conceive right now. But Ryo has been basically predicting a lot of the things that we've been seeing now.
Nanobots will connect our brains to the cloud, just the way your phone does. It'll expand intelligence a millionfold by 2045. That is the singularity. We will be funnier, sexier, smarter, more creative, free from biological limitations. We'll be able to choose our appearance. We'll be able to do things we can't do today, like visualize objects in 11 dimensions. We can speak all languages. We'll be able to expand consciousness in ways we can barely imagine. We will experience richer culture with our extra years.
Now, Saman followed up on this tweet, explaining that it's about either one of two things: the simulation hypothesis or the impossibility of knowing when the critical moment in the takeoff actually occurs. I'll focus on the second point for a moment because it's far more intriguing. The key idea here is illustrated on this graph, where you can see a red line climbing steeply. The challenge with the singularity is that we don't know when it happens. If a superintelligent AI suddenly started doing extraordinary things, we might suspect the singularity has occurred, but pinpointing the exact moment is incredibly difficult. As Salmon points out, there's an inherent impossibility in identifying when the critical moment in the takeoff happens. Interestingly, Sam Altman has addressed this before. In 2023, he said, "Short timelines and slow takeoff will be a pretty good call, I think. But the way people define the start of the takeoff may make it seem otherwise." Essentially, he's talking about the way we perceive the onset of takeoff. A slow takeoff and short timelines are preferable because they reduce the likelihood of being blindsided by AI advancements. Altman also spoke about this in an interview back in 23, emphasizing its importance for several reasons, which I'll delve into shortly.
How far away do you think AGI is? He said, Sam will probably tell you sooner than you thought.
The closer we get, the harder time I have answering, because I think that it's going to be much blurrier and much more of a gradual transition than people think. If you imagine like a 2x2 matrix of sort of short timelines until the AGI takeoff era begins, and long timelines until it begins, and then a slow takeoff or a fast takeoff. The world I think we're heading to, and the safest world, the one I most hope for, is the short timeline, slow takeoff. But I think people are going to have hugely different opinions about when and there you kind of like declare victory on the AGI thing.
There's actually a blog post from Less Wrong that explains this concept in more detail. As I've mentioned before, slow, continuous takeoff is safer than fast, discontinuous takeoff. This transition from a world with just the average person walking around to one with extremely powerful AI needs to be handled safely. You can't just introduce an artificial superintelligent being into the world overnight. We need to approach this gradually in a way that makes sense. To successfully navigate the transition to extremely powerful AI, it's crucial that AI safety and governance efforts keep pace with, or ideally exceed, AI capabilities. Compared to fast, discontinuous takeoff, slow, continuous takeoff is much safer. A fast takeoff, where AI capabilities grow rapidly and discontinuously with large, unpredictable jumps, is far riskier. Ideally, when a new model is developed, we shouldn't be caught off guard by its capabilities. Instead, we should be able to predict and control these capabilities, constrain them if necessary, and plan effectively for future advancements. A fast takeoff leaves society with little time to respond to advanced capabilities and the destabilization they could bring. For instance, if an advanced AI suddenly becomes capable of performing countless tasks, it could disrupt society in profound ways. Many have speculated about the societal impact of reaching the singularity, including questions like, what will money mean in a world where AI does the majority of the work? This is a topic I've discussed extensively, emphasizing how the world is changing and how AI will reshape the economy and daily life. Looking back 100 years, the concept of work then doesn't resemble many jobs we have today. Similarly, the destabilization caused by rapid AI advancements needs to be gradual. Sudden changes, like people losing jobs or industries being uprooted overnight, would be devastating. A slower transition allows individuals to adapt, shift careers, and for businesses to innovate in response. It also gives us time to coordinate once potential dangers become more apparent. Advanced AI systems will undoubtedly be more capable and dangerous, which is why we need time to research and evaluate their capabilities thoroughly. When Sam Altman advocates for a slow, continuous takeoff, he emphasizes this approach's benefits. A short timeline, where advancements occur rapidly but not disruptively, is preferable. It allows for gradual capability increases, giving people and governments the opportunity to study, integrate, and create effective programs without needing to implement radical new policies abruptly. Currently, we seem to be in such a timeline. Things are progressing quickly, but not overwhelmingly so. The capability jumps don't feel drastic, which is beneficial. It provides time for governments and organizations to react, conduct studies, and prepare for AI integration into society without being caught off guard. On the other hand, a long timeline where takeoff takes much longer seems unlikely. As Altman suggests, the singularity is approaching, and OpenAI has acknowledged the importance of slow takeoff speeds to give us time to solve safety challenges empirically. One of the factors influencing this is the compute overhang. If there's an abundance of compute resources, say $1 trillion worth, and they're used to train a model, the resulting capabilities could be leaps ahead of previous ones. For example, moving from a $10 million training run to a $1 billion training run could yield significant advancements, which underscores the importance of managing compute resources carefully. Another fascinating aspect Altman touches on is the simulation hypothesis, a concept I haven't explored much but find intriguing. Originally proposed by philosopher Nick Bostrom, the hypothesis suggests that our universe could be a computer simulation created by an advanced civilization. The idea is that if a civilization becomes advanced enough to create highly detailed simulated realities, it might produce numerous simulations of its past. Statistically, this would make it more likely that we're living in one of these simulations rather than the base reality. As we develop more advanced AI and computing systems, it's unclear whether we're truly experiencing these advancements for the first time or if we're in a simulation recreating this historical period. Altman's comments on this topic reflect the uncertainty about whether we're in a real universe approaching the singularity or a simulated one. Bostrom also highlights that we're at a pivotal moment in history. Over the next 10 to 15 years, the fate of humanity may be decided. This key juncture emphasizes the importance of how we navigate these developments. It's a fascinating time, and whether or not the simulation hypothesis holds true, the choices we make now will profoundly shape our future.
It is weird because it looks like we are very close to some key juncture, which you might think is prima facie implausible. So there have been thousands of generations before us, right? And if things go well, there might be millions of generations after us, or people living for cosmic durations. And out of all of these people that you and I should happen to find ourselves just next to this critical juncture where the whole future will be decided. It is striking. That seems to be what this model of the world implies. And maybe that is an indication that there is something slightly puzzling or implausible about it, that there's maybe some more aspects to understanding our situation than is reflected in this naive conception of the world and our position in it. And you might speculate what that is. I mean, I have this earlier work on the simulation argument and stuff like that.